My name is Emily Carter. I'm 36 years old, and I live in Manchester, England. If someone had told me a year ago that my marriage would be destroyed by the two people I trusted most, I would have laughed in their face. My husband, Daniel, and my mother, Margaret, were the last people I would ever suspect. At least, that's what I thought. It started with small things, little things, the kind of things you dismiss because you don't want to believe there's a problem. Daniel suddenly became obsessed with his phone. He never left it unattended, not in the kitchen, not in the bathroom, not even when he slept. At the same time, Mom began visiting our house far more often than usual. She always claimed she was checking on me or helping with the children. I appreciated it. After all, she was my mother. Why would I question her? Then strange moments started happening. Whenever Mom entered the room, Daniel would suddenly stop talking. Sometimes I'd catch them exchanging quick glances, tiny smiles, looks that seemed to carry a secret message. Every time I noticed, they acted completely normal. Eventually, I convinced myself I was imagining things. Until one Friday evening. That night changed everything. I had traveled to Leeds for a business meeting. The meeting was scheduled to continue until late evening. Daniel knew I wouldn't be home before midnight. At around 7 o'clock, however, the meeting was unexpectedly canceled. My colleagues went for drinks, but I decided to surprise Daniel and drive home early. I remember feeling excited. I even stopped to buy his favorite takeaway. As I pulled into the driveway, I noticed something strange. Mom's car was parked outside. My heart skipped a beat. It wasn't unusual for her to visit, but at 8 o'clock on a Friday night, that felt odd. I walked to the front door. The house was completely dark. No lights, no television, no sound. I unlocked the door quietly. The moment I stepped inside, I heard something upstairs. A laugh. A man's laugh. Daniel's laugh. Followed by a woman's voice. Mom's voice. A cold sensation ran through my body. I told myself there had to be an explanation. There had to be. Maybe they were discussing something. Maybe one of the children had forgotten something. Maybe, but deep down I already knew. Slowly, I climbed the stairs. Every step felt heavier than the last. The voices became clearer. Then I heard something that froze me completely. Daniel whispered, "I can't wait until she finds out." Both of them laughed. My hands started shaking. I reached the bedroom door. It wasn't fully closed. A narrow gap remained, just enough to see inside. I looked through it, and my entire world shattered. Daniel was sitting on the edge of our bed. My mother was beside him. His arm was wrapped around her waist. Their faces were inches apart. Then they kissed. Not a quick mistake. Not an accidental moment. A passionate kiss. The kind shared by people deeply involved with each other. The takeaway bag slipped from my hands and hit the floor. The noise echoed through the hallway. Both of them turned instantly. The color drained from their faces. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Nobody moved. The silence was unbearable. Then Mom stood up. "Emily." That single word made me furious. I pushed open the door. "How long?" My voice barely sounded human. Neither answered. "How long?" Daniel looked down. Mom began crying. Finally, Daniel whispered, 8 months. 8 months. For 8 months, my husband had been having an affair with my own mother. 8 months of lies. 8 months of betrayal. 8 months of making me feel crazy whenever I questioned them. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. I simply walked out. Behind me, I heard Daniel shouting my name. I heard Mom sobbing. I ignored both of them. That night, I stayed in a hotel. The next morning, I changed my phone number. I contacted a solicitor, and I started rebuilding my life. The divorce wasn't easy. Neither was cutting contact with my mother. But some betrayals are too deep to forgive. 6 months later, I discovered something even more shocking. Daniel and Mom were no longer together. The relationship they had destroyed my life for had collapsed within weeks. Apparently, neither trusted the other. What a surprise. The man who cheated on his wife couldn't trust his partner. And the woman who betrayed her daughter couldn't trust the man she betrayed her with. In the end, they lost everything. Meanwhile, I slowly found peace. I focused on my children, my career, my future. The scars remain. They probably always will. But if that experience taught me anything, it's this. Sometimes the people who hurt you most are the ones sitting closest to you. And sometimes the most terrifying betrayal isn't from a stranger. It's from family.